Help! I have this incredible new beer and I don't know what to drink it out of. Never fear, fellow beer drinker, because on today's episode of Craft Course, we're talking about glassware. Now, if you've been out to a craft beer bar recently, chances are good you've seen about 1 million different types of glassware. Some are tall and thin, some are short and round, others are just weird. So what's with all the different options and why does it matter? Now, if you're watching this from America, chances are good there's one type of glass that you're pretty familiar with, and that's this, the classic shaker pint. Now, for a lot of us, this is the only type of glass we even own, and we're pretty comfortable with what it does. It's made of glass, it holds liquid, we drink out of it. What more could a glass actually do? Well, a lot actually. For almost every style of beer out there, there's a type of glass that it's meant to be served out of. For Trappist ales, you have a chalice. For Pilsners, you have the footed tapered flute. For barley wine, you have the snifter. Now, for some of these, it's about tradition, but for others, it's quite functional. Take, for example, the classic Weizen vase. Now, the style of glass does a few things for any beer that you pour in it. First and foremost, it's fairly large. Now that allows you to pour an entire bottle of beer into here and still have enough room for ample head, which is the foam on top of the beer. On top of that, that foam does a couple of things itself, and the shape of the glass helps support it. It helps trap some of the aromas into the actual beer so that on every sip, you're still getting everything that you would be expecting on that first sip. And if you've never had a good quality Hefeweizen out of a glass like this, then the difference can really be kind of striking. Imagine as if you were watching high def on TV for the first time. Now, you might not have realized how much clarity that you were missing beforehand, but it really does make the experience that much more immersive. That's what good glassware can do for your beer. Other glasses offer their own benefits as well. For example, you have the snifter. Now, the round bowl helps to contain all of those aromas in it so that every sip that you're taking out of this, just like with the Weizen vase, you're still going to get all of those from the start of the beer all the way to the finish. Not only that, but this short stem allows you to actually warm the beer a little as you drink it. And what that does is adds character to the beer as you go. After that, we have the tulip glass, which, contrary to the snifter, not only just helps you build and sustain some of that head on top, but also is pretty easy to drink out of because the rim opens up a little bit. And then finally, we have the Pilsner glass. Now this is tall and thin, but what that does is allows it to showcase and show off some of that beautiful clarity and color that you get out of one of the most beautiful looking beer styles in the world. So what about the classic shaker pint? Well, to be honest with you, it doesn't do a whole lot for your beer. As a matter of fact, what we think of as a standard pint glass wasn't even originally designed for drinking out of. It was originally designed to be part of a cocktail shaker, thus the name. But the affordability and stackability of it made it popular with bars anyhow. Well, if you do prefer drinking out of one though, don't worry, because at the end of the day, the most important thing about enjoying any beer is, well, the beer. And after all, it's not about what other people think you should be enjoying. Drinking beer is about what you enjoy. So just keep in mind that there might be glassware out there that might be able to enhance your experience. Thanks for tuning in, stay safe, and stay positive. Craft Course was filmed at Carolina Beer Temple in the Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina, and is a part of the Beer With Me network. I'm Aaron Gore, our producer is Ernest Stevenson, and if you'd like to find more great shows, check us out on YouTube or at beerwith.me. Now, if you've been out to a beer bar recently, chances are good you've seen about 1 million different types of glassware. I just realized I was looking at the monitor instead of looking at the camera. That's gonna look funny. Now, if you're watching this from America, there's one type of glass that we're probably pretty comfortable on, and that's the classic shaker pint. Now, for most of us, this is probably the only glass that we actually own. I'm gonna start over on this because I was looking at the monitor again. I don't know why I have a hard time on that. Now, if you're watching this from America, chances are good there's one type of glass that you're pretty familiar with, and that's this, the classic shaker pint. For a lot of us, this is even the only type of glass that we actually own. So, take 3. Ernest, would you mind? We're recording. That's just a funny looking wine glass. Take, for example, the Weizen glass. And if you've never had man, I am roughing it today. So, I'm gonna be two-take chump on everything today.